Area leaders condemn the U.S. for hiking softwood lumber duties from 14 to 34%. Good evening, I'm Ryan Bonazzo. Thank you for joining us. The recent hike in U.S. anti-dumping duties is raising serious concerns here in northwestern Ontario, where, of course, forestry plays a vital economic role. Thunder Bay Chamber of Commerce President Charlotte Robinson says this steep increase will place a heavy burden on local forestry companies. Justin Hardy spoke to her and NOMA President Rick Dumas today and joins us now in studio. Justin, what are their specific concerns?
Ryan, top of everyone's mind seems to be jobs. Forestry is one of the main foundational industries in northwestern Ontario, meaning that a lot of towns were built around the forestry industry. Robinson says the move by the U.S. government could affect thousands of jobs all over the region.
The multiplier is, I believe, about 3 to 1. So for every one job in a sawmill, it actually has a spin-off of up to three jobs in the community.
The new 20.6% anti-dumping duty announced last week by the U.S. Commerce Department comes on top of the 14.5% duty currently in place. Anti-dumping duties are assessed when a product is being sold to importers in the United States at prices that are lower than comparable products coming from the country of export. Robinson calls the hike unjust.
We know that this has been going on for quite some time. The Canadian government has, appealed numerous times and actually been successful numerous times in proving that there is no dumping happening, and yet, unfortunately, the U.S. government continues to make these allegations against our industry.
The chamber is joined by NOMA in calling on the federal government to maintain pressure on the U.S. to resolve the softwood lumber dispute. NOMA President and Marathon Mayor Rick Dumas says he wants Canada to recover the approximately $10 billion in duties already paid and ensure fair treatment for Canadian producers.
About $1 billion of that's from Ontario directly. This $10 billion should be paid back to the Canadian producers of these products, the softwood lumber. We know that the Prime Minister of Canada, working with all the premiers, and specifically our Premier in Ontario, Premier Ford, has been working really hard behind the scenes, talking about what they can do and having a proper tariff, settlement, working with the U.S. government and trying to resolve this issue.
The new anti-dumping duty on Canadian softwood lumber is expected to go into effect in August. Justin Hardy, TBT News.
A First Nation bordering the city of Kenora is celebrating a $9 million provincial investment for a new arena and community complex. Wajishkanum Chief Chris Skeed says the space will bring much-needed access to Canada's favorite pastime.
We're in the right direction of obviously reobtaining a hockey facility in my community for generations to come, and the community is really ecstatic and excited about this announcement.
The funding was announced during a visit from Indigenous Affairs Minister Greg Rickford. The facility will include a regulation-size ice surface, a running track, fitness area, community spaces, and an elders lounge. It's intended to be used year-round and accommodate tens of thousands of visits annually. Beyond improved access to recreation and meeting spaces, Skeed says the facility will bring plenty of community jobs, both during construction and after it's finished.
Yeah, we're looking at obviously the spin-offs in regards to construction, employment, as well as now starting to get prepared in regards to the operations of the facility, who actually would manage it, the Zamboni drivers, the caretakers, the directors, all of that great stuff. It's going to create a good hub.
The work is planned for the fall and is expected to take about 2 years. Well, construction at the foot of the Marina Park overpass is causing some long delays for drivers at the other waterfront entrance on Pearl Street due to slow-moving trains that sometimes stop completely. The situation is sparking concern about emergency responders being able to access the marina quickly, but local officials say there is a solution in place. Jaden Billick explains.
The city shut off public access to the Marina Park overpass last week as part of the new roundabout construction at the intersection of Cumberland and Water Streets. Since then, regular traffic to and from the waterfront has been diverted to the other intersection at Pearl and Water Streets. The route is affected by passing trains, however, with some drivers reporting train delays of up to 15 minutes. The more pressing concern is how emergency response units can access the marina with no way to bypass the slow trains. Senior project engineer Brian Newman says police, fire, and EMS can still use the overpass.
As you're coming down Water Street, you'll see local access only. That's really what that means. It's for the contractor and it's for those emergency services, and really that's all it's for. We don't want to encourage the public to use it. I'm sure people sneak through from time to time, but there's a lot of activity here, and we definitely don't want people squeezing through, road closure sign after road closure sign. So that's kind of the message we want.
Newman says talks with CPKC Rail to limit train stoppages at the Pearl Street intersection are ongoing, and businesses operating beyond the bridge are well equipped with backup emergency routes to and from the waterfront. Troy Barnard with Superior North EMS says he's very glad to see that there's a clear way to respond to any call at the marina.
Unfortunately, we do get overlooked a little bit. I know police and fire were notified a lot earlier than we were, so I'm just glad that somebody did think about us and that, and our ability to get over there for emergencies. I think it's quite important for us to have access to, people that live over there, people that use the facilities and boating and all that stuff.
Newman says October 30th still stands as the expected completion date for the roundabout and the reopening of the Marina Park overpass. But that won't happen in time for the big public events at the Marina Festival grounds, including Wake the Giant, which is expected to draw thousands of people on September 6th.
So we're aware of 3 major events that Prince Arthur's Landings has on tap, and we're definitely allowing them to get their heavier trucks through again, like stages, whatever, what have you, stuff like that for these events. I doubt we'll have access for the general public by then. There's still going to be lots going on.
Jaden Billick, TBT News.
Officials with the Thunder Bay 50/50 are teaming up with the District Humane Society over the next month to help get more pets adopted. The monthly 50/50 draws are Thunder Bay's most popular fundraiser by far, with the August jackpot having already surpassed $1 million. The Hospital Foundation has been using the Dog Days of Summer theme for several years during the month of August, with ticket buyers sending in photos of their dogs. Now they're expanding that theme by featuring adoptable dogs from the Humane Society every Wednesday on their social media platforms to help get more animals noticed. The campaign will also include cats starting on August 8th. Officials from both organizations are excited about the new partnership.
So we've been promoting the Dog Days of Summer the last few years, and every year it's been getting bigger and bigger. This year we're teaming up again with the Thunder Bay District Humane Society. We want to help their clients find their forever homes. This is a great way to bring unconditional love into your household, so please consider adopting.
The end goal is forever homes for the cats and dogs, most certainly. We have a barrier-free adoption process, so very simple. You put an application in online, we'll give you a call, have a conversation, and try to find you that perfect match.
The new look Dog Days of Summer campaign will wrap up when the grand prize winner is drawn on August 29th. Some aspiring young gymnasts got a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity over the past 2 days as an Olympic athlete stepped in as a guest trainer at the Ultimate Gymnastics Camp. Shaolin Olsen is a decorated member of Team Canada and spent time sharing expert techniques, giving personalized feedback, and inspiring the young athletes. Emma Chilton has more.
Ultimate Gymnastics is hosting a 2-day camp and invited Olympian Canadian artistic gymnast Shaolin Olsen to help with drills and be an inspiration to the young gymnasts. Olsen explains an important aspect to the sport that she hopes to teach the young athletes.
Yeah, I would say just to have fun with gymnastics. It's really not as stressful as it seems. I think it's important to really just embrace it because a lot of gymnasts grow up, just wanting to have fun. And I feel like that's an important aspect of the sport is if you're constantly dreading about coming to practice and worried, I just think you're not really benefiting from that. It's important to come in with a good growth mindset and to continuously build upon that and just really have a good time.
Camp gymnasts Ava and Ainsley tell us what they would like to learn from Shaolin.
Maybe like how to get over like mental blocks and like her twists and like if she has any signature moves maybe.
I want to learn how to do some new stuff and to learn how to straighten my legs and point my toes.
Owner of Ultimate Gymnastics, Greg Ballack, shares why it's important to bring in professional athletes to help train young gymnasts.
I think it's motivational. I think it really makes the children strive and see what they're capable of doing and their capabilities and realize a dream if they want to be Olympians themselves.
I think it's important just to show that women can do anything they put their minds to. A lot of these young girls have dreams and aspirations, and I want them to achieve those dreams and aspirations. So I'm here to help them achieve those goals, and I can't wait to see them fly.
Emma Chilton, TBT News.
Jones Insurance launched its inaugural charity golf marathon this morning. Company president Jeff Jones also heads up the nonprofit Wilderness Discovery Center on Lake Shabandawan, and one of his insurance brokers, Evan DeGrazia, is a pro golfer. By day's end, the twosome will have played a whopping 72 holes of golf to raise money for the center. Jones and DeGrazia were hoping to bring in $40,000 in pledges for the cause, with help from event sponsors Evergreen Pharmacy, Inspired Cabinetry, DeBaker Law, and RBC. Reps from those firms joined the two golfers at various times throughout their marathon round from sunrise to sunset. The shared goal is enhancing access to nature for all. The Wilderness Discovery Center has been undergoing renovations for several years to make it a fully accessible retreat for people with disabilities.
The Wilderness Discovery has been around since 2018. It's a non-for-profit board and essentially is a facility out at Shabandawan Lake that gives people with disabilities a chance to go and enjoy the summers that we sometimes take for granted as able-bodied. And we really want the individuals to be able to go out and feel the experience, going swimming, fishing off the dock. We have accessible pontoon boat. The whole facility is completely accessible for individuals, and it's a really special place in Northwestern Ontario.
It's, providing a facility like that to people who are less privileged and less capable than others. It's really important, us being in Northwestern Ontario and having that accessible to those individuals. It's, we grow up and take it for granted. And then to be able to provide that at typically no cost to those people is tremendous, and all the funds today are going to just help more people get out there and enjoy our great environment.
The two golfers acknowledged that playing 4 full rounds of golf in one day isn't easy, even while having access to a cart. However, they also say the funds this golf marathon is raising are well worth the effort to help those with disabilities in our community. Well, whether you're playing 4 rounds of golf today, 1 round of golf today, Haley, or even just going for a walk, make sure that you're hydrated, have the sunscreen, and take care because it is smoky out there as well.
Absolutely, yeah. It definitely adds an added challenge to doing anything outside today. We actually do even have an air quality warning. Now, when it gets to that point, Environment Canada makes a statement to let people know that if you don't have to be outside, try to limit being outside as much as possible, especially if you have any breathing conditions or anything that might make it an extra challenge, because the air pollution right now is not great. It is very smoky, and it has been since very early in this morning, around 8 a.m. And winds have been fairly light, but they're coming from the north and west-northwest, which is where we're getting that smoke from. Smoke from the prairies into the west is coming into our province as a whole for the most part, predominantly in the northwestern area. Now, our low was 16, quite a warm night last night, leading into the early hours of this morning. And then we saw a very seasonal day today. Our high 26, the humidex making it feel like 28. So yes, once again, if you are out and about, have water, have hat, have a sunscreen, have everything prepared, because it's one of those days where you definitely have to be ready for it. And so did the whole region. Like I mentioned, the air quality warning goes for a large area, and even areas that are more to the east, they're still experiencing special air quality statements. So it has a widespread effect, and it is expected to go through the area for most of Wednesday as well. And like I mentioned, coming from the west, moving inward. Now, for what we saw today, yes, you can see those smoke systems moving through in areas to the west with those warnings. And areas like Greenstone, they are still very hazy, and they do have that warning as well. The only two places that are listed on our map that aren't under either a warning or a statement are Wawa and Sault Ste. Marie. Wawa actually saw some light rain earlier in the morning, and they spent most of their day partly cloudy. They have cooled off a little bit at this hour. They're now at 19. But their humidex actually played a factor, making it feel 5 degrees hotter for most of the day. Sault Ste. Marie was our hottest area on our map. They're at 26. They had a high of 28, but their humidex made it feel like 34. So a hot one there today under mostly cloudy conditions. Elsewhere saw either seasonal temperatures or slightly below seasonal. We're looking at temperatures that are actually either daytime highs or very close to for most of these areas, and the humidex only making it feel 1 or 2 degrees hotter for the most part. But yes, lots of haze and lots of smoke for all of these areas. Now, as for Thunder Bay tonight, we're going to continue to see widespread smoke. We'll have a low of 10, which is seasonal, and winds should be between 10 and 20 kilometers an hour, so not too bad, but still from the northwest. So we are expected to see smoke continue into tomorrow as well, Ryan. But I am hoping that things will level out so that we have a beautiful long weekend, and I'll get more into that a little later.
Yeah, we can certainly hope that that is the case, and yeah, take care if you do have to be outside at all today.